Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome to Saturday Morning Makes on Sunday. I have actually been working on this set of cards that I'm going to share with you today. Been working on them since I think Thursday. It's my first burst of energy since I got sick. I took my last dose of antibiotics this morning and I am definitely getting better. It's not completely gone, and I understand that some of these symptoms are persistent for months and months, so I don't expect it to be completely gone for a while. With that said, for those of you who are unaware, Saturday Morning Makes is an open art collaborative that was the brainchild of the sweet Jillian Norwood of Greenwood Girl Cards. She's absolutely precious. I will try to remember to link her channel downstairs in the description box. You definitely want to hop over and check her out. But you want to hop around and check out everybody. Just use that hashtag SatMornMakes, and that will populate a playlist, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media platform you're on, you use that hashtag. Whether you're wanting to hop around and see everybody's makes, or if you want to create something yourself and post it for us to see, just use that hashtag. And Jill has often said that if you don't want to use the hashtag for whatever reason, make sure that you drop a comment over on her video and let her know that you've shared something, and maybe share a link, because she definitely wants to see. And there are so many of us sharing right now, it's almost impossible to see everybody every week on every platform. So definitely make yourself known. We want to know you're out there. Drop a comment downstairs in mine as well if you'd like me to go see. I would love to see, but you know, life is life, and we unfortunately don't get to see everybody's. But with that being said, you can share any kind of art that you are drawn to. It doesn't have to be paper crafts. Definitely doesn't have to be card making. That's just what I tend to do, and that's definitely what I have today. But with all that said, let me jump on into my products first, and then I will share my makes. Now, I was inspired by Miss Kia on Facebook. She uses this big and bold Snowflake stamp from Colorado Craft Company. She's faithful to use it every year, and she always inspires me, and so I pulled it out today, and this is the main one that I've used today. I think on all but maybe 2 cards, this is the stamp that I've used. It's called Winter Wishes Snowflake, and again, it's from Colorado Craft in their big and bold line. The other snowflakes that I've used are these two. Even though this is a set of ornaments, I used it as a snowflake. And then I used a bunch of the small ones, and then I used these 2 sentiments, Merry Christmas and Christmas Wishes. Now this is a Gina K and Simon Says Stamp collab from Stamp Timber. So this is from last year, not this year. But anyway, those are the things that I used. This one I used the, what did I use? Oh, the Merry Christmas. That's all I used. There was the Merry Christmas. I used this for a couple strips, decorative pieces. And then I used this Joy. This is from Simon as well from a couple years ago, and it has the coordinating dies there. I used these edger dies from Sunny Studio. They are the slimline basic borders. I used several of those. I also used these dies. They are the stitched rectangle dies from Creek Bank Creations. Probably my first set ever. And then I use these. I use these a lot, actually. They are the classic holiday words from Pink Fresh Studio. It's the word die and the shadow die. It has season's greetings, joy and cheer, and be merry. And these are several years old. I have no idea if they're still available or not, but I use them every single year. I also use this diagonal stitched squares from the Pink Fresh Essentials line. I am not sure if I used this one from Scrapping Cottage or not. They're the stitched square dies. I think I pulled them out to choose, and I ended up going with that one because I like that diagonal stitched element there. I also used the wonky stitched rectangle dies from Whimsy and the inverted scallops die set from Whimsy. This is the Sprinkles Scallop Rectangle die set from Whimsy as well. The Happy Christmas from Simon. I had lost the shadow die for a very long time and just found it yesterday, actually. It was in with the Pink Fresh Word dies. But I was very happy to find that. I use that almost every year. I prefer saying Happy Christmas and Merry Christmas. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just something that I do. And so when they started coming out with the Happy Christmas dies, it made me happy. And this is the pierced and stitched circle dies from Whimsy. I only used that a time or two. I did not use those. I did use these snowflakes from Spellbinders. I don't know the name or the year that they came out, but I do. This is what they look like. And this is the number S5379. And with that being said, I will try to link to everything. The list probably won't go up as soon as the video does, because it takes time, y'all, to create those lists. So be patient with me, but I will share as much as I can. This is the Believe Word and Shadow die from Whimsy Stamps. I used that a couple times. And these are the Frame Labels die set from Whimsy. I use these a lot. Love, love, love. This is a Spellbinders, what is this called? Embossing folder. SES007007. And that's a lot. I also used my Starry Colors to create some splatter, as well as some mica stains and some distress spray stains. I used several different things to make ties. I used this set, or this baker's twine from my stash. I have these laces that are from Amazon. I used this one on 2 different cards, and I used this one on a couple cards, and this one, let me turn it this way. I used this one. It has that little kind of scalloped border. And then this is a sweet little delicate thin one as well, but there's no scallop border. And then I also used this one. So I used those. These are the Starry Colors. I am not going to pull out and show you all of the different mica stains that I use, because we'd be here forever. They are just coordinating colors with the backgrounds that I used. I used a few buttons, and I used a few of these rustic wooden snowflakes from Amazon. I'm not sure who turned me on to these. I don't know if it was Jill Norwood or if it was Anna White, but I know they use them a lot. What else, y'all? Oh, I used, this calls for confetti. I have several here. I have the white pearl embellishments. They're gorgeous. I have the silver platinum, probably my favorite, and I'm not that much of a silver girl, but I love that those are completely flat. These are the royal blue. These are the glazed strawberry. These are the iridescent clear. I did use these a lot. And then these are the glossy white snowflakes. So those are the six sequin mixes, or sequin mixes, blends. They're not blends. Sets of, I don't know. That's what I used. If I think of anything else that I've missed in this moment, I will definitely let you know. But other than like glues and tapes and things like that, and regular tools, I think that's everything. So before I finish and get ready to jump on in, I do want to let you know that every one of these backgrounds was a gel plate print, or a gel plate pull, however you want to say that. Every single one of them. So I'm happy to be able to use some of those. But these are the only 2 that use that set from Gina K. This one, if you can look in the background, you can see some of that texture. This one as well. Yeah, this was using alcohol ink, I think. This was using, was it Kaleidocolor? I think it may have been Kaleidocolors. It may also have been Memento Dewdrops. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's how the backgrounds were created. And I used the Be Merry and the Believe. And this one you can see has those white pearl embellishments. This one I just have splatter in the background. You can see that gold splatter from the Starry Colors. And then, of course, the word die. And then I used these trims just to create that trim. It's a little bit different. So I butted it up against this side, as you can see. And it's just a little bit different. These 2 aren't my favorite, but they're still pretty. I like them. So we're going to set those over here. And these 2 were the last ones that I made. So I ran out of juice. But I love the gel plate prints. Can y'all see that beautiful green and purple in the background? Love, love, love. And then I have the mica stains splattered on them. I don't know if you can see that. The mica does not want to dry though, so I have to tell you, anyone who gets these has a danger of getting mica on their fingers. But I just switched up the colors. I used purple and green, and then green and purple, and I think they're beautiful. And of course you can see that I use the Joy and Cheer word and shadow dye from Pink Fresh, and that Snowflake from Colorado Crafts is just stunning. Absolutely stunning. So now this one, same thing, another gel plate print, and then I used, oh, I didn't tell you all the different embossing powders. This one was one of the shifting ones. I think it's called Night Shift from Brutus Monroe. And yeah, so these two kind of go together in that. Of course, this is silver, and this is the sterling from Brutus Monroe as well. And I cut out this frame for this one and then used the background for this one. And I think that that's kind of a neat way to do a twofer. Now, you can't really tell, but in all three of these, well, let me do one at a time. If you look really closely, you can see that texture in the background on the white layer. And on this one, it's on the green layer. And on this one, it's the purple layer. And that is that embossing folder. It's much more textured than it looks like on screen. But I think it's very pretty. Now, these are the two sentiment stamps from the Gina K Designs and Simon collab. And then I used those label dies from Whimsy. And now this one has different kinds of confetti. It has the blueberry, and then it also has the silver, and I think it's pretty. It adds a lot of sparkle, and there's a lot of splatter in the background as well. This one has the splatter too, has some white pearl, and then it also has some of the mica stain. And I love this little button detail in the lace. I think that's super sweet. Now these, let me scoot these away. These four actually came from one large gel plate print. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually a brick print. It doesn't look like brick once you get everything put together. But it was one big sheet of paper. I cut it down into fourths, and then I used dies to cut it out. I think, nope, I was going to say I used the Wonky Stitch rectangle die, but I didn't. It's just the Pearson Stitched. But let's look at these two first. So we'll scoot these two over. This is the Mulberry Night Shift embossing powder from Brutus Monroe, and the iridescent sequins from This Calls for Confetti, and of course the Be Merry and the Joy and Cheer from Pink Fresh Studio. But they're absolutely stunning, and that is that specialty paper from Michaels. It's beautiful, beautiful, and then you can see all the splatter in the background from the mica stain. So, so pretty. I love those. And I love the addition of these little buttons and the little lace. Just a little something, something. Now these two, I did a little bit different. The same background, I just cut them with the circles. This one's a little bit larger than this one. And then of course I layered them up still on that specialty paper, and then gray just pulls it all together. And the same sentiments from Pink Fresh. And then these are the snowflakes from Spellbinders. I did put a little detail on the inside. I just had those left over. And I thought that was just a fun, unexpected, especially unexpected for me, because I don't typically do that do anything on the inside. So these sentiments are fun because it's shiny on shiny. Actually, this is shiny holographic. The silver is. But you can see the difference when you put the shiny on matte and then the shiny on shiny. And of course, the difference in color with the white and then the pink. But yeah, that's those four. I think they're lovely. And this one was by itself, I think. Yes, this is actually a roll-off. And then I used, this gold is from Imagine Craft. It's their Emboss. And then I used, these are just leftovers. So when you, let me see if I can show you what I mean here. When you use these, the dies to cut out this part, you also get this part. And this is the part that people normally throw away. And I often do too. But this time I just used them, I glued them along the back side, and it created that beautiful kind of spiky detail. It's unexpected, it's unusual. I thought it was fun. Just added just that nice little gold border that I was looking for, that didn't take up a lot of room or a lot of effort, and didn't use a lot of supplies either. Now this one, of course, is on craft. I think that's beautiful, and it's got the splatter on the background. There's some gold back there as well as the mica. And then this Believe from Whimsy is so pretty. That font is beautiful. Now I do have some excess glue that I need to go back and clean up, but I'm not sweating it right now. I did not add any other embellishments to this. Some I chose to, some I didn't. I don't know if I really had a decision-making process or if it was just in the moment. Because again, it was over several days, and sometimes I just ran out of steam. Now this is the only shaker that I made, and it wasn't my intention actually when I first started, but this was a gray print, excuse me, and then I stamped and heat embossed with the sterling silver. And I only wanted the frame because I wanted to layer it up like this, or like any of the others that I've done. But when I was, you know, I always talk about auditioning things. When I was auditioning it, and I put the frame over the stamped and the gel plate image, I was like, oh, that needs to be a shaker. So that's what it became. And in this shaker, you can see that I have every one of, yeah, I'm looking. I have every one of the confetti that I showed you except the white pearl embellishments. They are not in here. But the clear iridescent, the silver, the royal blue, the snowflakes, and the glazed blueberry. They're all in there. But I only put a few, but it makes a fun shaker. They shake around nice and easy. One tool that I forgot to tell you about is this. It's called It's No Secret Anti-Static Powder Tool, and it's from This Calls for Confetti, and it's very much like a lip gloss applicator. The only thing I don't like is that it kind of goes everywhere, but this is so good for, you know, if you have like a small space that you need to use an anti-static powder tool, or I always use it to go around the tape on my when I create a shaker well, because oftentimes, you know, this is sticky on the side too, and the little shaker bits will stick to that stick. I mean, that's what we want, right? We want the sticky to stick. So, but I will go along the edge, and I will use this, and it takes the stick away so that the shaker bits continue to shake. And so that's how this one is so successful, because you can see there's not a lot of loft to that tape. So for it to still have that much room in there for them to shake around is pretty good. And that really, I say that is because of two things. It's definitely because of the anti-static tool, but also it's because when I laid them down, I spread them out. I didn't leave them in a pile. If you leave them in a pile, they're going to get stuck on top of each other. Like, see how these are getting stuck on top of each other and they don't want to move? But normally you can kind of knock it around and it'll move them out of place. So, but yeah, that's the only shaker, and I'm kind of sad that it's the only shaker, but I do love it. It's fun. And then this is the Joy from Simon Says Stamp with the coordinating dies. And I stamped that in Stays On, I think. And then I have these two. These next four are the last four, but they're also my favorite. So these, I don't know if y'all know, but I love neutrals, and I love black and white. I love color too. Excuse me, don't get me wrong. But I just love neutrals. And so when I did these initially, I wasn't sure if I was going to like them. But same gel plate print. And then this one I used rose gold. You can see that beautiful rose gold. It almost reads as copper. And then this one I just used the white from, this one's from Imagine. This one's from Wow. And of course, little lace, little twine, the little snowflakes, the Merry Christmas sentiment from that gnome stamp set from Simon, and then the label dies from This Calls for Confetti, the lace trim here, and then this is where I use the sweater stamp, and you can just barely see it. It's more a visual texture than the image of the cable knit. But anyway, it's there. But all of it put together, I think they're absolutely adorable. I love them. Now, I do want to go back and add a white panel on the inside to both of these because the card base is brown. So, you know, you can write on brown and read it just fine. But I'm going to go back and put white on the inside as well. But I just forgot to do that before I wrapped up for the day. So there's those two of my favorites. These are my ultimate favorite. And I love this gel plate print so much. I did not actually want to use it, but then I reminded myself that I need to use my stuff. I can't just hoard. What I want to do with the gel plate prints that I just can't bring myself to make anything out of is I want to make a book out of them. And I decided I would use this instead of put it in the book, and I'm so happy with them. They're the first ones that I did. And that white embossing powder on top of that blue and brown. You can see the different shades of blue in there. You can see the crafty brown. There's even some orange and red if you look real close. Super grungy, beautiful gel plate prints. Absolutely love. And then this, you can see it's like a jute ribbon. It's that one that I showed you that I put on 2 cards. So I cut it. It has, well, let me pull it out. So it has 2 rows of the pattern, right? Let me turn it this way. And then I put glue down it so that it wouldn't fray, but then I cut it right along here. So one of them has 2 lines of the wire because these do have wire in them. It's very slight, but it's there. And then the other one has a raw edge on that side. But that's how I did that. So this one has, you can see it has the two rows of the wire. And then this one has the raw edge. And I could have put something else there to kind of be a threshold or to cover that raw edge, but it didn't make me mad. I just did it. And then, of course, I used the Happy Christmas, cut out of white cardstock. And now I did have some trouble getting them to adhere to that jute ribbon or lace, but some heavy blocks did the trick for me, and those are my absolute favorites. So guys, I'm glad that I had multiples of the same design so that I can kind of narrow this down. Again, these 2 are my favorites. And then we've got the shaker card and this Believe. And I used a bunch of gel plate prints, guys. I'm so pleased with that. But I have to say, this is why I mostly do one-offs, because this kind of repetitive creating is just not up my alley. That's why they're all a little bit different. But, you know, it is what it is. These 2, again, are my least favorite, but I don't hate them. They're just my least favorite. Because we always have some that we like the most and some that we don't like quite as much, and those 2 fall in that category for me. So that is everything, guys. Woo! Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Let me know if you have a favorite. Let me know if you are over Christmas cards, because after this, I am over Christmas cards. I love them. I had a blast, but it wore me out. But so many things that I love about each one, but it's time for something new. So guys, I love you. Mwah! Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all the different holidays that fall in this time of year. I know it can be a hard season. Continue to try to find joy. Remember the good times. Remember that this will only last a short while. Before we know it, Christmas will be over and we can start looking towards spring. I know a lot of people have had a harsh winter already and you're ready for it to be over. So let's stick together. We've got this, y'all. And that's it. See you later. I'm out.